Hello, Scorpio. Thank you for tuning in. For the main read, I'm going to use the Morgan Greer Tarot by Paul Foster Case and Arthur Edward Waite. For the supportive cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Alright, I already shuffled the cards. Let's get right to it. I feel like this is... hidden aspect? This is the hidden aspect. Okay. Okay. What we have here, your overall energy is the Ace of Pentacles. Your side, it seems very good. The other side, I'm kind of wondering what's going on here. The situation is very stable, very lucrative. You're doing well in it. Because I feel like this is more your energy there. You've got the Knight of Cups, but because it's at the bottom of the deck here, I feel like there's a lot of strength behind it. Like, it's not just you're loving the situation. You have a lot built up into it. You probably have a lot invested. I know it's a general read for the most part, though. I think most of you have a lot invested in this situation. Now, I feel like this is more an investment. Like property or things like that. Something you've invested in. Could be time. Could be. But it's definitely like something you put a lot of effort in. I feel like it's more like a personal thing. I don't feel like it's like a work thing. But it could. I mean, it could. It's general. I get that. Something you've been investing your time and effort in to make work. And it's working. You're doing well. It's something you very much love to do. You've done this for a while. It could be a hobby. It could be like a small business or like a side business you do. Something where you invested a lot of time and it means a lot to you. It's kind of vague. It feels very vague to me. Now, as we go into this time frame, the other side isn't... Something's not right with the other side. As we go in, you're not realizing that it's not working out in the environment. Something isn't... I don't feel like the support is there. You're working... Whatever this is you're investing time in, like for some of you it's property, like a house, like you're doing repairs or stuff like that. For others of you it's like a garden. I feel like it's things like that. Like things that are personal to you. I find that so vague. I'm trying to like pinpoint a little more in there, but I'm thinking it's like projects that you're working on. It could be work related, but if it is, you've taken on a situation that you don't think is working out right, so you're personally working on it on your own time or like on the side, trying to create something to fix it, something like that. But this is very personal to you. Like you're in control. You're starting it off. You're making sure it works out, and you're doing well. All the effort you're putting in, you're doing well for you, like as far as that effort goes. But like support around you, not feeling good about it. So for example, if we're going to use the house situation where you're fixing up the house, you're getting the paint, you're painting, you're fixing things, you're you know if you need to spruce up the outside with some bushes, you're going to get them, you're paying for them, you're putting them in, like you're doing the whole... I feel like you're doing all the effort, to be honest with you. Around you, I don't feel like you have the support. Like other people don't believe in what you're doing, or they're not helping you. Like the harvest reversed here next to the moon, I don't feel like you realize, but people just don't believe in the situation. Like if it's the house situation, for some reason, they just don't think the house is worth the effort, or they don't want to be a part of it, or something, or they don't think you're going to be there that long. Something. They're just thinking it's a waste of time. Whatever you're doing, I don't feel like you have the support around you. That being said, you have the Empress, which I feel like even though you don't have that support around you, you're making it a success. You're just like, well, that's okay. You don't have to. I'm just going to do it myself, and it will work out. I feel like you're pushing forward, and you're not letting other people stop you. This is fine for a while, but I do feel like after a while and you start to realize that people really don't have any interest in helping you, that's a little aggravating. The Seven of Swords, at this point, because it's going up towards you, I feel like it's aggravating. Because right below this, for the environment, we have the Two of Swords. Which means I feel like they're not really sure how to handle it. Or they don't want to get involved, but they're not sure how to sidestep it. Like I feel like people are avoiding you, honestly, and they're just like not taking your call and things like that, or they're making sure they're doing other things. I feel like I know the Two of Swords is mostly about. Right now, I feel like it's blocking. It's like a block. Like they're trying to not get involved. They're trying to just stay away from you with this situation. They don't want to be a part of it. I really feel that. Now, as we go into the next spot here, right above you, at this aggravation point, you got study and you got best possible decision. So I feel like you're looking it over. You're looking it over the situation, and based on how it's handled around you, I feel like you're realizing like it's just you. Like the study part, you're realizing, you know what? I'll effort my effort. Nobody else is going to chip in here. It's just not going to work. So at this point, you decide to go a different direction. Whatever the situation is, it's almost like time's up. You made it a success, but for whatever reason, like if you were fixing up that house to sell it, you make the decision, like you're looking it over and you're like, you know what? Only a couple more things I have to do and I can actually sell it. It's not going to be what I want. It's not the level that I want, but you know what? It's just, I'm clearly going to do this all on my own anyway. I'm going to move on from it and just sell it. If it's like the garden situation, I feel like you've kind of scaled back a little bit, which I'm not sure how that works. But you've scaled back in some sense to where it's just, well, if it's just me tending to it, it's just going to be me eating the stuff from it. So there. Like, I feel like that kind of thing is coming through. I feel like it's like you're looking at the situation a little differently. Like, when you realize the support around you isn't there, you're changing how you're handling it. Because I feel like in the beginning, you were like looking at this as a cooperative effort, and it wasn't only going to benefit you, it was going to benefit you and everybody else. And when you realize everybody else doesn't want anything to do with it, you're like, well, I'm not going to kill myself for this. I'm going to make this, I'm going to like resize it, downsize it possibly, to a level that makes me happy, that I can enjoy it. But I'm not going to do all this extra work so everybody can enjoy it, because everybody doesn't want to help me, so I'll just enjoy it myself. I feel like that's what you're doing, like, especially if it's like the house thing and you're fixing it up. You're just deciding what are the last few things you have to have done to sell it, and then you sell it. Or if it's like a rent-out situation, that type of thing. The garden thing comes in again. I don't know why. But I feel like you're downsizing. I don't know. Like how do you downsize a garden? Like if you've already planted things. Or you're just like, certain things like, if there's zucchini, squash, and tomatoes, and you decide you don't really like squash anyway, you kind of ignore it and don't even tend to it. If it grows, great. If it doesn't, oh well. But the tomatoes, you love the tomatoes, so you make sure that you take care of them mostly. And the other stuff, you know what? That's stuff other people want. And if they don't want to help, that's just too bad. I kind of feel like that's how it is. I know these are weird analogies, but that's what I'm getting with it. It seems very interesting to me. Because I feel like that's what this whole situation is about. And when you make this decision, and I feel like you communicate that, like, you know, I'm not going to go crazy. You don't want to help. I'm not going to do enough so that everybody can benefit from it. I'm just going to do enough so I can benefit from it. So then you get pushback, which doesn't seem fair. You got the devil card and you got the energy. Like, I feel like people get really upset because, like, for some reason they felt like you were going to do all the work and they were going to get all the benefit. I don't know why that seems to be the issue here. Because I feel like they didn't really believe in it, but they were like going along with it in the beginning, and you were doing really well. And then as you needed more help, they were avoiding you, so they wouldn't help. And now that you made your decision to change how things are going, you downsized it So not everybody can benefit. It's just going to be pretty much you. Or if you are fortunate enough to have one or two people helping you, you and those one or two people are going to benefit, but not everybody else. People feel like they were entitled to it. And the devil card next to the energy, like they really felt that way, and it just makes no sense. I don't know what the involvement is, but for some reason they just thought you would do it and then they could benefit from it, and they're upset about that. That seems so strange. Because logically that makes no sense. Like if you're going to help, yeah, you know, that's one thing. If you're not going to help and you're going to do all the work, you're going to do all the work and that's not fair. Like if you do all the work, I feel like you kind of have to sell that to them, point it out to them. Why do you have to sell it to them? I really feel like you have to actually probably sell this to them. That's not even fair. But I feel like they're not agreeing. I feel like they're really like pushing back to you. Like, no, you said this and that, so it's not fair that we don't get ours now. And then, but I feel like you're trying to, like you almost have to sell it to them. Like, well, the way life works is you put in some effort, you get something out. It doesn't work where I put all the effort in and then you get my effort. That's not right. That's not fair. So I do feel like that's a crazy argument or a crazy debate, because I feel like you're getting a lot of pushback here. I feel like you're really getting a lot of pushback. And people are giving all these excuses like, well, I couldn't do this and that, but I still want that, and that's not fair. And I just feel like it's a really weird, wacky moment. Whenever the next full moon is, I'd watch for it during that time frame, because I feel like it'll probably be like around that time frame. I'm thinking, I'll have this up by the end of this week, so it's probably like 3 weeks away, because I'm seeing this at the end here. I'm betting near the full moon, which I might have another reading out before then for general. But it's going to be a wacky moment, because I feel like that's crazy. I really feel like that's crazy. Like, I didn't do any effort, but I should get all that payout. And you're just like, what planet is your brain from? Because that ain't reality. And I feel like you're kind of looking at him kind of stunned, like, you hear what you're saying to me, right? Like, you believe that? Like, you really believe that? Is there anything else? I feel like that's what this whole situation is about. Hopefully this comes to you in a time where you're at the moon stage and you're thinking everybody's going to help you, but this hits it well enough so you realize that that's not going to happen, so you maybe save yourself some crazy effort. Hopefully it comes to you at the right time to help you, you know. The odd thing is, though, I feel like you're enjoying it the whole way through. It's just this end part is just kind of like Nutsville. I don't understand that thought process. That makes no sense, because I feel like people literally are arguing with you that they were owed this and that, and I wanted the squash, and then you just let it go, and you're like, but you didn't help me. Like, I couldn't do everything, so I just did the things that I liked, because if I'm putting in the effort all by myself, I'm going to make sure the things that I like are taken care of. Like, I feel this weird argument here. It's strange. Maybe it's just best to know that's going to happen. Because maybe as it goes forward, you can like start putting that in there. Like, you know what? If you want the squash, I don't know why we're using that analogy, but if you want the squash, you better get over here and help me with it, because I'm going to make sure the tomatoes are good because I want the tomatoes. If you want the squash, you better get over here and help me to make sure that squash works out. Like, I feel like you could start that way if you see this in time. Hopefully make this a little better on you. That crazy, I feel like that's going to happen anyway, though. It's this crazy argument. I just feel like it's Nutsville. I really do. All right, hopefully that helps. Leave me comments. Let me know, because I'm hoping this makes some sense and makes somebody's life easier. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.